Hello everyone! Today I want to share my sketchbooks with you with watercolor. I don't normally use sketchbooks because once I finish a page, I actually kind of just want to continue painting sometimes if I'm in the mood. For a sketchbook, I feel like, oh, I actually probably need to wait till it's dry before I can do the next page. I don't normally do it, however, it's always good to try, so I decided to get two. That means if one book I'm waiting for it to dry, I can actually use the other to continue painting. So I kind of realized, okay, the only way to do it is actually just get two. So I'm gonna share how, what sort of practices I did with my sketchbook. But before that, I actually want to show you some watercolor papers I use, and which I haven't shared before, so I like to use opportunity to do this video. So to begin with, actually I wanna mention this one. This is, I find actually really good practice paper. It's A3, so it's really big. It's just kind of really good, especially for beginners, like you just have so much space to practice. It's cold pressed, and then it's a jumbo pack. It's 50 pages, so you really can paint till your heart's content. And this brand, I'm not sure, it's kind of, it is a UK brand made in the UK. So I definitely find it's one of the most economical. Of course, it's not the best quality of papers, but I personally do think for beginners this is pretty good. But then, but I'm not sure how available it is in other regions of the world. But here, I just want to share with you what I use for your reference. And the next one I actually use is this one as well. What I want to highlight, again, I find it's a really good practice paper. Again, this is A4, a bit smaller than A3. But then it's also 50 sheets, and this brand is called Stationery Island. I think it's definitely, again, quite available in the UK. I'm not quite sure about other regions of the world. And the good thing I like about it is cotton mix. It says 25% cotton mix. So I suppose, again, I actually quite happy with it. Like I find it's also a good way to just kind of, kind of economical to a degree, but then it's kind of better quality compared to non-cotton paper. So this one is, I think, 25% cotton mix. And then also I got some 100% watercolor paper. It's this one. It's the Academy watercolor paper pad, the made in China one, Bohong. And I have to admit, it's 100% watercolor paper. It is good quality. I definitely do enjoy painting with this paper. So as a result, I even got like a bigger size, like this one. This is more like A4. This is bigger than A4, but not quite A3 size. But if I want to do like a bigger painting, I do use this one. So this is my, this is my 100% watercolor paper I'm using currently, but I kind of have used other brands before, but this is what I got available now. So now let's dive into my watercolor sketchbook tools, and I got two. So let's do the first one first. So what I've got is, that's a flower I did with the YouTube video before. And then I did this one as well. And this one I kind of share on my Instagram page and Facebook page. It's intended to be like a practice. And this paper really is not, cotton paper either, but I definitely think it's good enough to practice. And this result, actually, I'm quite happy with it. And that's another practice. And a good beauty about a sketchbook, sometimes you just want to practice the shape or the color sort of combination. So, I think that's good enough. And this one, I'm definitely trying to go for like a more loose style. And this one, yeah, I think I quite like the idea of like having like pink and orange, a bit more, you know, kind of spring look. And then there was a time really quite into painting orchids. Yeah, I just love the shape and then the color combo you could do. But yeah, I wasn't like happy with the mix in the end. Because yeah, I guess although I know the theory, there's still be times I feel I didn't wait long enough before I add the white gouache towards the end. And that's another I try with a bit of background, which I'm quite happy with. And that's another I'm quite happy with the I have a thing with this sort of like a lighter blue thing, so I incorporate that into my painting. And this is, there will be times you just wanna, you know, practice the combination of blue and green, and that's what I did. And that's another, you know, that's one of the composition I love. Like this is sort of C shape, because I'm quite big on leaving quite a lot of white space. I'm quite happy with this painting, and then a bit of the color combination I enjoy as well. That here is I like warmer color, I'm going to colder color. And this one, yeah, again, I there will be times, you know, after you paint enough warm colors, you just want to try something different. So I'm quite happy with this kind of colder tone as well. As you see, I like this composition. And this one, actually, I got pretty good feedback on Instagram after I posted it. Yeah, it is a bit like white flowers, but then when you do on a white piece of paper, I'm actually quite happy. I give it a bit like a really pale peach tone and a bit of orange tone, and then, you know, like kind of faded look. So I'm quite happy with this one. It's kind of better than I expected. And then I got really into painting one single roses. Can't say I'm not happy with it, but you know, I think it's good to experiment. And that's the another. I personally really like the blue bit, just a bit of surprise. And then yeah, like a, yeah, sometimes I don't think necessarily painting one single flower is easier, but I do think it's just fun to practice. And that's another, I try a bit more with a background. And that's the one I kind of try with different sort of, how should I put it, color scheme. Like this is more opaque tone. Can't say I love it that much as a result, because whether you love it or not, again, it's just such a subjective thing. But I'm just really happy I tried. And that's it for this one. And let's dive into the second one. Again, that's a video I did for YouTube as well. And then this is just practice. Yeah, like kind of like a different sort of single roses thing, like to a different color scheme. And then yeah, again, this is like a practice thing, like this yellow and orange tone. And yeah, I'm definitely quite happy with the result, because sometimes you never know. And then yeah, this is also just another different practice, a different color scheme. And this one, again, is a practice, but it didn't really turn out that well. I kind of, you know, that one was okay, but if this one especially, yeah, I didn't quite like how it blended, but you know, but I suppose that's the idea about sketchbook, gives you more freedom to try things that, you know, otherwise you wouldn't. And this is another good example. I'm actually really bad at painting flowers like this, you know, because in a way I feel, you know, I don't, yeah, again, I always kind of got a bit impatient. I always kind of added a bit more layers when it was still kind of wet. That's what happened towards the result. But you know, I guess practice does make it better, so I guess I'll just keep practicing. And this one, I'm actually quite happy with the result. Yeah, because it intended to be a practice, but I like the sort of more loose style, and how, and I especially I have a thing about, I really want to see how the leaves, the color of the leaves blending with the flowers. I probably try really hard for them to blend in together. Of course, sometimes it's a bit of disaster, but this one actually, it worked out quite well. And this one, yeah, I quite like it as well, because sometimes, you know, I don't always just paint like the same flowers. I kind of like to vary the flowers, but then somehow I tried this composition and it kind of worked. So I'm quite happy with it. And again, this is just a practice. Yeah, I want to practice a bit more about the adding more details to the center of the flowers. So yeah, I guess I'm happy with the practice. And again, this is also another practice I want to try to see, you know, how the color blends in with each other and try like a different color scheme. Yeah, this one, I actually think it's a bit like a failure, yeah, because I think the color didn't blend in that well. Somehow the color scheme didn't quite work, but you know, we move on to the next page. That's what you do with a sketchbook. And this one, yeah, I guess I'm trying to, you know, kind of do like a colder tone of painting. Yeah, I think I like it enough, but somehow, you know, it's not my favorite. But I do think it serves a good purpose for what I intended to practice. And again, this is another practice I did. Sometimes I find I'm just really not very good with small flowers. Somehow it just never came out as nicely as I had intended. But yeah, I guess that's why I practiced doing this one. And then this is another. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the result. You know, I like the composition and a bit of little yellow flowers in the background. And then this one is actually a lovely surprise, because towards the middle I was thinking, okay, I'm definitely failing this painting. It looks a bit it looks a bit stiff, the leaves. But somehow I kind of like it for this sort of more unusual color combination. What do you think? And then we have this single flower. I quite like it. I think, like I said, sometimes when you paint a single flower, it's challenging because that's all your focal point. You don't have anything else to, you know, draw your eyes away from the main thing. But overall, yeah, I'm enjoying this more like autumn theme of color combo. And this is the last one, which, yeah, I didn't like it as much either. But then, not looking back, I suppose it's not that bad. I guess I was hoping, you know, the hero flower will come out a bit more strikingly in that sense, yeah. But then, you know, I suppose it's good practice. I learned something. So there you have it, you know, my two sketchbooks I share with you. I'm not quite sure I'll do more sketchbooks because I just want to try. But other than that, yeah, I think, you know, it's just hopefully sharing this kind of gives you an idea, like to get out of your comfort zone, do more practice, not worrying about, you know, kind of you have to use expensive papers. These are not the most expensive, but then that doesn't mean I don't get good results from time to time. So there you have it. Hope I enjoy me sharing this, and then if you do, please comment below, or there's anything else you'd like to see me share more, let me know. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.